Hello, everyone. I'm going to take you on a journey with me. Stay close. It was a clear, balmy Tuesday in San Francisco at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. I just finished a full day of meetings as a tech manager at a Fortune 100 company. I should have felt a sense of satisfaction, but instead, I sat in a local emergency room, shivering in fear, in need of critical medical care as I waited for doctors to decide my fate. I begged them to confer with the specialist who knew me to install a PICC line so that they could administer the life-saving medications that I needed. Did they listen? No. Instead, I was left feeling betrayed and screaming in agony as they dug in my arms over and over. You see, after 42 years of living with sickle cell, being treated every year, multiple times, being hospitalized, my poor veins were so overused and had been blown so many times that I had developed such a thick skin of scar tissue, it was almost impenetrable. Hospitalization after hospitalization, I kept thinking, things have to get better. It must get better. But it didn't. Similarly, I've spent the better part of 2+ decades working as an AI ethicist, a tech ethicist, and now as a consultant through my company where I help people not code us out. I'll get to that. And I've focused on trust, safety, and compliance. I do this because systems that we build that fail us don't fail us because they can't do the work that we build them to do. They fail us because they're not designed and built with and for people like me, people on the margins. My name, I'm going to reintroduce myself. I know you asked. My name is Dr. Dédé Tetsubayashi. I was born with sickle cell anemia in Togo, in West Africa, where most children born with disabilities do not make it into adulthood. So imagine what it's like to be a parent or guardian of such a child, where you're celebrating and your joys for them feel like you're tempting fate to take that child away. And imagine being on the other side, being that child, where year after year, you realize you're beating the odds. You are a miraculous presence, and you continue to fight to stay. Let me poll the room. How many of you feel as though the technology that you use today works well for you? All right. Now, how many of you feel as though the technology you use is disconnected from your actual needs? Significantly more. When technology is disconnected from your needs, you've been coded out. And here's the thing. We can solve it. We can change it very easily. For those of you who feel as though the technology already works well for you, I challenge you, I invite you to step in our shoes today, and millions of others around the world with disabilities or impairments, or those who've been erased by design. I challenge you to step into our shoes and live a moment as it's like to be us. Let me give you an example. In the 15 years that I spent in Japan, I led a game development company to make one simple change. One simple change that added brown shades to the skin color palettes and hijabs in addition to kimonos for users to be able to see themselves represented in the game. And in so doing, we saw thousands more people engaged. But not only did we see an increase in engagement, we saw millions of dollars in additional revenue, millions. Simple, one change. But what happens when coded biases change from annoying to life-threatening? Take in point, another tech company created an AI algorithm to support emergency room doctors and nurses be able to triage their patients. This technology was meant to support and prioritize patients with chronic illnesses, multiple illnesses, and who were higher medical risk for dying so that they could be supported as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, the creators of the technology didn't have illnesses, and so the tool that was meant to support people suffering, in fact, turned into something that harmed them. Let me go back to the beginning of my story. Imagine you're in an emergency room, you're in need of critical care, and you're waiting for help. But instead of getting the help that you need, an algorithm deprioritizes your life over somebody else's. And here's the thing, AI is not human, but we are, and we can change it. Here are 3 ways. The first, lead with curiosity. Where's my curiosity people out there? Yes, lead with curiosity. It's so easy to get stuck in our echo chambers, and algorithms replicate prejudices and biases so fast that it's up to us to make sure we actively break that cycle. Number 2, be accountable. If you're developing products, ensure that you're working with all of the potential or possible end users. That includes working with those who have impairments, with disabilities, those with infrastructural inaccessibility, economic obstacles, doesn't matter. Those on the margins, those are the people that you want to make sure you're prioritized working with. Your responsibility in developing responsible technology does not end with a single launch. You need to keep the communication open so that those who've been coded out can be recoded back in. Third, build for one and then extend to many, as my friend and mentor Kat Holmes so poignantly states. This is because when you design and build products with those of us on the margins, you end up creating solutions that are the best solutions for every single person within your product's entire life cycle. One product. Work with one person, make sure they're able to use it, and then extend it to others. The lack of our presence in responsible technology is not inevitable. It's a choice that product developers make. Our exclusion can be turned into inclusion. So here's the thing. We need a drastic cultural shift in the tech industry. Without it, the tech of the future is bound to replicate the failures of the tech of the past and the present. But we can sow the seeds for a better tomorrow, for a future where the technological landscape encompasses and allows every single one of us to thrive, not just a privileged few. And before I leave you today, I call you all in and ask you to act. If an app is inaccessible, reach out to the developers. If you see bias in AI or tech, call it out. Speak up on social media. Share what you learn. Change is dependent on you. And we can change things, but only when we demand it. I stand before you today, a walking miracle with full, albeit limited, use of my arms. But there are many more, millions more around the world who are counting on you to ensure that the technology we develop from now on does not finish what disability or illness could not do. Couldn't kill us, right? For people like me, bias in tech or AI is not a glitch. It's a death sentence. And for many of us, ensuring that we recode all of us in is a requirement and is the only way to make sure that we can survive. Thank you.